This weekend, men's hockey returns back to action. It's Denver, and assistant coach Brad Berry joins us in the coach's corner. Brad, thanks for coming by.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Denver big series. Schloss was just saying, sold out, all ready to roll, huh?
Doesn't get any bigger, I don't think.
Did you see that in the fellas?
Yeah, I think they're, especially after a week off of not playing on the weekend here this past weekend, they're chomping at the bit, and they're focused knowing that we have 2 homestands and 2 road series left, and they want to get after it.
Yeah, I would guess so. This team has been just as consistent as you get, don't you think? I mean, really throughout the entire season. I mean, you've had a little dip here and there and a period here and there or whatever, a little stretch, but is that the most encouraging thing to you, is that you know what you're going to get when they show up?
Yeah, you know what? It's been fairly consistent. Obviously we like to see our Fridays be a little bit sharper, from the get-go. But other than that, I think it's been a good year in the fact that it's been consistent. I think what leads to that is our depth, having 4 solid lines and 6 solid defensemen, and obviously having that guy in the pipes back there that is going to make a save and dig you out in tough times. It really has a calming effect on your team.
I know you work with the D-Corps. How do you manage a D-Corps like that where you have 8 guys that legitimately can play every night?
Well, it's a good thing to have, and we've always talked about it. When you build a team, obviously you need to have the guy in the pipes, which we do, and you have to have depth at the back end, and then good centerman up the middle, and then from there you kind of fill it in. And I think in order to have a solid team, you have to have 8 guys, and I think we have an understanding with our guys that whoever's in the lineup is going to do the job, and the guys that are out of the lineup, maybe they're not happy, but they know they're going to get their opportunity going in. But guys have handled it well. You look at last year, Gage Osmus, he wasn't at the second half of the year, really wasn't in the lineup, and he took that upon himself in the summer and got himself ready and put himself in a position to earn in a regular spot, and did a great job. So it's not one of those things where you kind of have your tail between your legs when you're out of the lineup. So what can I do to get better to get in the lineup? And that's our culture.
Brad, I know you guys have said, or at least Coach Hackstall said, that Tucker Poolman's future is as a defenseman. Does he? I mean, you're developing these guys all year. You're working with these guys all year. Does his time up front take away from his development in the back line?
You know what? We've talked about that numerous times, and I think by him playing up front, you get a little bit more understanding about the game. And what it says about Tucker Poolman. Number one, he's an athlete, and number two, he'll do whatever it takes, to help the success of our team. A lot of guys won't do that. A lot of guys, especially as a drafted player, they'll look and say, "Hey, I'm a defenseman, and that's where I was drafted, and that's where I want to play." And he's got a pretty open mind to it. By the way, long term, I want him back on the back end. But like I said, he gives us a chance to win every night just because of the pace of play he has and what he brings to McMillan and Parks.
I know he does go on the back end for special teams.
Yep.
Is any concern about putting that much on the freshman's plate, or how did those discussions go?
Well, that's another conversation we had. Like, he's a freshman, but really he's played 3 years of junior hockey coming in as a young man at 20 years old, and so he's been in the wars and he has the experience. And we really don't look at him as a freshman. We look at him as a guy that has experience in playing those important positions.
We know Paul Ledoux has had his share of injuries and has dealt with them all season long, and I think a lot of people are waiting to see the Paul Ledoux we were used to last year. I think we're starting to now, huh?
Yeah, I think so. That stretch just before Christmas, he had 3 undisclosed injuries at the same time. That he wasn't the same Paul Ledoux that he was his freshman year, and I think he's starting to come back. Is he at the point where he was last year? Probably not, but he's getting there, and we're looking at a lot of good things from him down the stretch here.
Talk about Denver a little bit. You played them and split with them in Denver.
Yeah, very disciplined, well-coached team. Obviously, when you look at the strength of their team, you guys were talking earlier about their goaltending, getting some good goaltending there, which they have, and then also their back end, very mobile D-Corps that can move the puck and shoot the puck, add to the offense, and then Danton Heinen, freshman that's having a standout year there. So they're getting a little bit of scoring from all different areas, and it's coming together for them.
Brad, good luck this weekend. Thanks for coming by today.
Thanks for having me. Anytime, gentlemen.
Brad Berry, assistant coach at UND men's hockey team.